Mumbai floods, and it is also called the Maharashtra floods, happened back in 2005, July 26. Around 1,094 people died that year. It happened just 1 month after the Goa floods. 26 July is the day when Mumbai came to a standstill because of flooding. Scores of people were trapped on the road, lost their homes, and many of them walked back home from work that evening. The cause of these floods is the eighth heaviest rainfall ever recorded. Mumbai extends over 437.77 kilometers in an area that have a population of 16 million. Sea level of Mumbai is at zero altitude. The climate of Mumbai is warm and humid the whole year. Also, the temperature at the day is 35 and at night around 25. Mumbaikars is what the people of Mumbai are mostly referred to. English, Hindi, Gorali are the languages that are mostly spoken there. The transportation consisting one of the best with public transport, local trains, buses, taxis that cover whole of Mumbai. July 26, 2005, around 2 p.m., Mumbai DC got struck by a strong storm and follow-up a flood. The IMD station in Santa Cruz recorded 944 mm of rain for the 24 hours ending at 8:30 a.m. The MCGM control room started receiving phone calls reporting the heavy rain and then waterlogging in suburban areas. At 2:30 p.m., the local train movement came to a stop due to the waterlogging on the tracks. Therefore, caused traffic intensity on roads to increase. 2:30 p.m. The local train movement came to a stop due to the waterlogging on the tracks. Therefore, caused traffic intensity on roads to increase. Millions of school children were trapped due to flooding and couldn't reach home for up to 24 hours. The state government gave schools and colleges 2 days holiday. By 13 July, more than 1,000 people died and 2,000 buffaloes died. Electricity. By 13 July, more than 1,000 people died and 2,000 buffaloes died. Electricity failure, landlines, as well as mobiles. Massive damage to transport as 4,000 taxis were destroyed, 900 buses, 10,000 trucks, and also airports and airplanes are still not working.
This flood stopped Mumbai and made this city of 50 million people paralyzed. The government and the citizens have an incredible response to get the city back on its feet. The government gave support of billion dirhams to Mumbai city. Also, they gave the families who have lost someone in this disaster cash assistance at a total of 52 million dirham. After that, the government started to provide 10 kilograms of rice and 10 liters of cooking fuel to the affected families. Also, they set 400 relief camps through Mumbai and nearly 213,000 people are in these camps. And 1,162 medical teams are providing service in the affected areas. The BMC organization has engaged healthy teams in collecting garbage. According to BMC, 1,000 metric tons of waste has been collected in the last 10 days within Mumbai only. The Indian Red Cross Society and United Nations Children's Fund held a meeting to determine the needs of the families in the damaged area. Then they decided to set up a facilitating group of non-governmental organizations based on the needs that would distribute relief items. Non-governmental organization released 13,000 kits and 2,000 water tanks with a capacity of 70 liters each in school and other public institutions. non-governmental organization released 13,000 kits and 2,000 water tanks with a capacity of 70 liters each in school and other public institutions. Non-governmental organization released 13,000 kits and 2,000 water tanks with a capacity of 70 liters each in schools and other public institutions. BSES General Hospital, from the beginning of this disaster, they start to help people. And the first day, people took shelter in the hospital. Then the hospital began to set free medical camps to give aid to people and check on them after the disaster. UNICEF start to work with volunteer students, and the students have 2 days of training in the UNICEF office. UNICEF starts to work with volunteer students, and the students have 2 days of training in the UNICEF office. The Art of Living organization's volunteers rushed to the worst affected slums in Mumbai, distributed large quantities of food packets, home needs, water purification, medicine, and run a community kitchen which feed 2,000 people per day.
In July 26, 2005, BSES MG Hospital is expanding a helping hand without stopping to help people and participate more than 1,500 people homeless in the hospital through the night of 26 and provide the necessary hospitality, and it provide 200 individuals from the hospital with a dinner and breakfast and lunch. The government has taken a big bold step to repair the damage that caused by the floods. The central government of India awarded with the support of 55,171 Emirati dirhams to the state. The government beginning to give a cash assistance to relatives of those who died and those who affected by the floods. The government has been dispersed at a total of 14.8 million Emirati dirhams to the people who are affected from the floods. The government deployed several medical teams around Mumbai and affecting area. Also, the government was helping the people who were affected by the floodings at 10 kilograms from weights and rice and 10 liters of cooking fuel to each of the affecting family through the distribution system of the government. BMC health team spread a lot of team to clean the trash and cleaning the city from debris. According to BMC, it has been collecting more than 1,000 metric tons of garbage in 10 days in Mumbai only. In the aftermath of the floods, religious and community groups, local communities and citizens in Mumbai mobilized everything in their power, resource and reach to help the needy. There are many media of neighborhood helping each other, while the water continued to rise in many places in Mumbai. In some areas severely affected by the Red Cross visitor, the evaluation team, the Indian Red Cross Society, to monitor the situation through Maharashtra branch, and was an immediate response by the branch of the state and the region.
First of all, we all knew that what happened in Mumbai 2005 was actually terrible. This flood has destroyed everything around him. Many losses and many people dead. Imagine that more than 14,000 houses destroyed, around 2,000 people dead. However, the Indian government has tried their best in order to return Mumbai beautiful as it was before this natural disaster. But it wasn't really helpful to that extent. That Indian government has responded to what happened from previous damages like earthquakes, storms, and recently the terrible flood. Therefore, the government decided to set up a competent authority to coordinate relief and resource efforts and widened and deepened the river which drowned in the Arabian Sea. On the other hand, environmentalists and researchers contend that many of the factors that was the main reason to make Mumbai risk of flooding remains was building inhabited on flooding plains and coastal area, as well as the continuation of rainwater and waterways was made problem that clogged by plastic garbage. In my opinion, there is more left to do. What was done by the Indian government is definitely not enough at all. Meteorologists expect that the flood will return to Mumbai again, and this time is going to be more strongly, and the losses will increase. That is because of poor infrastructure. Mumbai today is the second most city risk among the 50, according to the Climate Risk Consultancy. Although the infrastructure swarage new development in the city, the report noted this project is behind schedule and over budget, suggesting that implementation of adaptation measures may still pose a challenge to the local government. In the moment that the Great Disaster took place in 2005, flood is coming again. This invitation to the advancement of threatened and walking up. Be prepared and very serious. The people of Mumbai has recovered from the damage of the flood disaster, and the credit goes to the Indian government, which has spent nearly 1 billion dirhams Emirati. In addition, the UNICEF has a humanitarian process in the natural disaster. I'm proud to say that our country, United Arab Emirates, was the part of this charity organization, according to the Etihad magazine. Next to the other organization, that they did not forget their brothers in India. Finally, I just would like to say that what the charitable I just would like to say that what the charitable organization did will never be forgotten. So we appreciate their work, and we believe that Mumbai will come back again and they will pass these big issues.